Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Instead of releasing a new episode of The Balancing Act today, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to my other show, the Saturday Morning Muse, which I invite you to subscribe to on your favorite podcast streaming service. This throwback episode from July 19th of 2024 explains the meaning of my tagline, grace, dignity, and compassion. Words that we should all contemplate as we enjoy the Thanksgiving weekend with family and friends. Enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Andy Temte, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Muse. Start your weekend with me by exploring topics that span leadership, business management, education, and other musings that are designed to support your journey of personal and professional continuous improvement. Since late 2008, I've relied on 3 words to help shape my interactions with strangers, friends, colleagues, clients, and family members. Those words are grace, dignity, and compassion. They served me well as we navigated the turbulent waters of the Great Recession and are proving to be particularly important during the current state of social unrest and extreme political polarization. I'd like to take a few moments of your time to explain why these words are so important to me and ask that we all adopt a similar mindset to tamp down on the seemingly meteoric rise in divisive, demeaning, polarizing, and in some cases dehumanizing language that we routinely see deployed in our society. I fear that we are becoming anesthetized to what would be considered vicious, uncivil, unacceptable, and unproductive discourse to a prudent, independent observer. So let's take a little time to define grace, dignity, and compassion. From Merriam-Webster, grace is defined as the quality or state of being considerate or thoughtful. This definition is clear and needs no interpretation other than what your mom, dad, or guardian taught you. Treat others as you would like others to treat you. This is the golden rule, of course, that is found nearly universally across philosophical disciplines and religious orders. Let's take the golden rule seriously. Next is dignity. This is the quality or state of being worthy, honored, or esteemed. I apply this word both internally to myself and externally to others. Certainly, I want to carry myself in a manner that exudes worth and esteem, but more importantly, I want others to feel like I hold them in the same regard. We will make greater progress in creating a more diverse, inclusive, and tolerant society if we hold others with the same esteem that we hold ourselves. There are countless examples from our history that we can learn from when we dehumanize populations or believe that we are better than someone else. Almost invariably, really bad things happen when there are perceived differences in worth across classes or populations. Next is compassion. This is sympathetic consciousness of others' distress together with a desire to alleviate it. So, empathy, which is the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and compassion are related concepts, but the latter, compassion, is the stronger of the two in that compassion encompasses the ability to understand another human's pain and the desire to help. Personally, I turn that desire to help into philanthropic activities that are pointed primarily at education and hunger-related causes. And, oh, by the way, you don't have to be wealthy at all to give back. Time and talent are equally important currencies for most worthy causes. For more on how to bring the concept of compassion to life, see my muse on the case for compassionate leadership from May earlier this year. Now, I must speak up. I must make my voice heard. Am I perfect? Not by a long shot. Do I strive to continuously improve? The answer is yes. Mistakes are an opportunity for reflection and growth, and I periodically catch myself being overly judgmental toward a person or toward other groups. When this happens, I ask myself how I could have done things differently and how I can become a better version of myself in the future. I ask myself a series of why questions to explore the root cause of my behavior. In other words, I engage in reflection and critical thinking. This muse is not a political statement, but is instead a plea for rational, logical, and productive public and private discourse and debate. Caustic, divisive, and purposefully denigrating rhetoric is wildly unproductive and has no place in our society. Dehumanizing others leads to violence and chaos. To make matters worse, we live today in a particularly dangerous time in which our always-on social media tools and partisan news and information sources become gigantic echo chambers that continually feed us mis- or disinformation that magnifies our differences, making it appear that the other side of a debate is evil and that we are under attack. Changing how we speak to one another and opening our minds and hearts to the consideration of other points of view will help us to move forward. We will make greater progress, enjoy more economic success, and be the shining stars on the global stage that we deserve to be if we change our tack. In my opinion, the first step to break free from a fixed, unyielding mindset toward the adoption of an agile growth mindset is to build the skill of active listening. In the show notes, I'll give you a link to my muse from late June of this year on developing this critical skill. Now, it is excruciatingly clear to me that our current state polarized way of working is not yielding the results that we've hoped for and is making the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness less attainable for all of us. So, I leave you with this today. Grace, dignity, compassion. Have a great rest of your weekend as you recharge for the week ahead. We'll see you next time on the Saturday Morning Muse.